what to start with. One of the interesting thing is biryani. So I think most of you are aware of this dish, biryani. And this is very common in our house also. And generally, I started eating biryani with my mother used to cook it. So the problem with biryani, when you make it at home, like in restaurants, you generally get the consistent flavor. But when you make at home, sometimes it will be very good, delicious, and you will like
Yeah.
it a lot. Yeah. And when you like a lot, the credit goes to the person who cook that, okay, you have made a very good biryani. But
Yes.
sometimes it's not that delicious. Something went wrong. So, something happens. And when it's not good, often I have heard the reason for biryani not being good is either they will blame it on rice, that rice was not good, or maybe the mutton or chicken you have put or the vegetable that is not good, or maybe the ingredients that you have put there that is not good. So blame goes to, basically you can say, goes to the shopping of the right things. So if you don't have the right rice, right mutton or chicken, or right ingredient, there's a very high possibility that biryani will not be good. So it does not matter how well you know to cook the biryani. The reality is that if the ingredients are not good, the biryani will not be good. Whose name is Bob, and what he does, he makes guitar with the wood, and he is there in the business for many years. And after certain years, what he faced, that the procurement of wood become very difficult, very tough. Like importing is difficult, the cost is very high, growing is restricted. So what he did, he started growing the wood himself. And when people asked that, why you are growing wood yourself, don't you think it will take years? Then he replied that yes, it will take years, but what I'm doing, I'm fixing the quality of my guitar for next 20 years. So this is the importance of having the right ingredients for the biryani, having the right wood for the guitar. Because if right wood or right ingredients will not be there for biryani or guitar, it doesn't matter how well you are good in making biryani or making guitar, you will not be able to get the quality biryani or guitar. And the same thing applies in the organization. If you will not be able to identify the right people, it does not matter how hard you are working, you will not be able to get the right, the right leaders in your organization. So that's why it's very important to assess. It's very important to identify the right leaders. And today we will discuss, uh, in total, we will discuss 6 areas that will help us identify the right leaders. So first is to assess the need. Now, to assess the need in your organization, you must be hearing that whenever it comes to hiring the people, you must be hearing that what is the job description? Give me the job description. And it seems very easy, but I have often seen that in the organization, there is always a shouting that, I don't have people, I need to hire, I need to hire. And when you'll ask the manager that, can you give me the job description of the person you are hiring? He will, take weeks to write. Whenever you'll ask, I have seen HR asking, I can post for the job, but can you give me the JD? And that particular manager will often say, yeah, I will give you next week. I will give you this week. And I often think, you see how tough it is to make a simple job description. So now let me ask you, do you think that job description is something that is very critical and important for the organization? So the question is, if you have to hire someone, how important is writing the right appropriate job description? Yeah, Ivan.
Yes, job description is a very critical thing for both parties, uh, from employer point of view and also from employee point of view. Because job description is the what is agreed already between them. So if it is not properly, for example, there are millions of people, everyone want to get a job, and even he uh, so what is you required? Someone, you put a job description and someone fit himself best fit for this job description, then he can apply. um, so I will say that job description, if there is no job description, what will happen? Out of millions of people, any person can come, and then you will know that it is not related to your business, not useful, then lot of problems. So this is the importance of, and it will organization level it decrease, also quality level. Thank you.
So instead of finding someone, you will find everyone. So if the job description is not there, neither you are clear what you need, and all the people applying is clear that where they are going and for what they are applying. That's very good. Any other opinion? What do you think? How important is, determining the job description?
Can I raise a hand here? And
Yeah, Mahmood.
yes, first we have to identify the objectives. From the objectives, we can be specific about the rules and responsibilities. If it's clear, now this is what the need of this guy who will come and why we will hire him. He should have a specific job to do, and based on that, there is a KPIs. We can measure the performance of that uh, rule. So it's something should be measured and link with the smart, specific, measured, achievable, measurable. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so there should be a job description, and indeed it should be smart. And you gave a very good structure that the first and foremost is determination of the objective, and that we are saying here that need of, assessment of the need. You're determining the objective, so you are very clear on the role and responsibilities of the people you are hiring. You can give KPI to them, so you can measure it. But everything starts with determination of the objective. That's great. Saddam, you would like to add anything that how important is job description if you are going to hire someone?
Yeah, if you are going to hire someone, then definitely we have need to give the complete job description about it, and then we are matching as a leaders. Like, okay, how much they have the knowledge about about this scope of work, we can say, means for the jobs. Accordingly, if his job profile is matching with his knowledge, then we are hiring. Basically, as a good leader, has a clear means vision for the jobs and able to communicate this vision to their teams and way inspire and motivate to them. So we have need to check it all the perspectives, then it will be give the good image, yeah, good result in the future.
Yeah, so you may not reach the outcome you want if you don't have the right people. What you said, Saddam, is actually here in this slide. That let's say what Mahmood said is objective. Let's say your vision, what you want to see. So I want to see all my people are on the top of a tree. So what's your mission? What you are going to do about it? That there is a spelling error. It's a climb tree, CLIMB. So what you need to do to be on the top of the tree is you need to climb the tree. So then who you need? You need the squirrel who can climb the tree, very small, but actually climb the tree, or you need horse. So this what we are all are emphasizing that, the vision should be very clear. Then what he will do should be very clear. Then only we can identify that who we need. So that's the first thing, that assess the need. Now, when we assess the need, we have a job description with us. Then what happens? We need to find the person. Place to find the person is your own organization most of the times. You have posted for the job of manager in your company, and then someone from your organization has come and said that I have seen a job post from this company, and we are already there in the company. Why we are not being considered? So this is often happen that, when a bigger job, bigger responsibility is posted on somewhere, the people from inside organization, they come and say that I am there, why you are not considering me? So what's your views? Do you think that whenever there is a need, do you think that we should first look within the organization if there is a right capability is there or not? So how do you see when the need comes? What do you see? What do you think? Should you see first in your organization? Yeah, Irfan.
Yes, it is a very first point to see the talent or you need whatever for organization human resource to see within the organization. But this is also a reason that sometimes you want to go at bigger level. Uh, I will give example. You have talent in your organization and you can see, but sometimes maybe have some better talent if you see outside your organization. When you will compare this requirement with the better one, then you can compare the benefits and gap analysis. What is the difference? Uh, I want to see within the organization it is also still limited, because if you are not seeing what is the outside in the same resources, in the same financial and other resources, you can get more best. Thank you.
So it's a very good point that you will see the need and then you will see your resources and you will see if there is a gap. So if that for that gap, if organization can do something, why not within the organization? If not, then you can think of other options. Yeah, Memo.
Yeah, there is a pros and cons in each side. If we look at the inside, yes, this guy knows the pains, what should be developed, what should be improved. But if we look to the cons of that, maybe he doesn't qualified. Yes, he knows the pains, the area should be improved, but he's not qualified. The cons of hiring someone from external organization, he may have other experience, different culture, different knowledge, and he can add more value to this organization. So it's something up to the decision of the top management. I see it.
Yeah, so really, you really need to see the pros and cons. You're right that there's a many benefit if you go and hire from inside. Like they know the culture, they know the people. Sometimes they are already perceived as a leader. So there is a benefit, but there are, cons also. Someone from outside will come, it's tough for him to fit the culture, tough to understand what to you actually, you said that pain. So tough to understand what is the pain and what solution I can provide. So there are pros and cons that management should assess. Very good point. Saddam, you want to add anything here? That should we see first within the organization for the need required position?
Can you tell me again your question, Abid bhai? I lose.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you need some resource, you know that I need someone in my organization for this leadership position. So the first place to look for that position is to go and find within your organization if there is already available resource. So do you think that we should first see within the organization?
Yeah, basically, in the organizations, what we are doing basically, there is the existing teams and there is the outside of the team's resources. If organization has given the responsibility to find out the skills, those who have the leadership, so first we try to select the employees, those who are working with us and around you, and basically we have need to check it his talent, how they are, how they have the that means we can say lots of things in the leadership: vision, adaptability, and communication skills, empathy, integrity. So parallelly, we check resilience, all the things with them. Means we can say as a good leaders means good leaders should be the able to articulate their thoughts and ideas clearly and listen alternatively. That these types of things we have need to find out with the existing team. Parallelly, what we are doing, checking with others from the outside of the organizations, and then we have need to make the comparisons. If we are bringing from outside of the organizations, what effect, what benefit for our organizations, and if we are using with the existing team, then what benefits will be for the organizations. We match with both of them, then we take the decision to take it from the existing team or take it from the outside of the teams.
Yeah, so it can be like the next step what Mahmood said, that see the pros and cons, and then what you are saying, that uh, relate it with the outside also. See who is available outside and then match both of them and see the pros and cons for both and hire whoever is relevant. Jidesh, you would like to add anything here? That should we first see within the organization because you are from the organization.
Yes, sir. Sometimes, if there is no sufficient resources or sufficient infrastructure, that time they may outsource the job. Otherwise, sometimes it may be economically. Most of the companies outsourcing because of comparing the economy. So that cases also is happened.
Yeah, sometimes nature of job is like that we don't have inside capability, so we need to go out and find them. Okay, but the challenge is how to identify. And one experience I will like to share is the name of this slide is party time. But what happens most of the times, everyone does their normal work, and when they do their normal work, especially the people who do the desk job work and all, it's very difficult to evaluate what kind of capability or leadership capability he possesses. So one thing I have seen, that whenever I do some kind of party, like it can be like a cricket match for the office, it can be like the dinner lunch party, or mainly when we do the bigger parties like sales team party or year-end celebration for the finance team. In that parties things, I have seen that certain people, they come as a volunteer, and at that time we really see, oh, this person can arrange everything. Sometimes we see he sits behind the desk, but when it comes to the volunteer of the job, we see that he has a lot of leadership capability. He practically has the ability to arrange whole party, and that is the time I have mostly seen that I understood people within the organization, that he has that kind of capability, and we can use him and give him a bigger role in the organization. So I just wanted to check with you, has it happened in your life, in your office, workplace, or in your, a circle where you have find yourself, or it can be you also, yourself, or some other persons who you think he is normal, he is a desktop job worker, but during that volunteer service, you have really seen that he is a very good leader. So my question, to simplify, do you see that volunteering thing or party type of things helps organization find the leaders? Yeah, so any example where you have seen that voluntary services helps identify leaders? Yeah, Irfan.
Yes, there are many examples. Recently, we listen around us that leaders are not just like they are enrolled, they are registered, then they find sometime even even you are nowhere in the organization, you are at the lowest level, but someone will find you uh, as a leader. You are the leader. For example, yesterday our one where there was big character and big leader. He passed away, um, and I listened about him that he was standing at the outside of cinemas just as a watchman. But someone find he can be good character. He can be good humorous. Uh, Such thing that is they are looking for. So these parties function help to find such kind of talents. Somewhere maybe such kind of talent you will find from the road. Thank you.
Yeah, that's also a good point, that sometimes if you see any great leaders, they have been identified somewhere during this kind of voluntary services, that if they got an opportunity and you have seen, oh, he did a good, so he himself gets confidence that he is a good leader, and then others also get confidence, yeah, he can do it. So any other example where voluntary service, in during the voluntary service you have seen that he is a good leader? In our office, we do a breakfast on Thursday. So what happens that every week someone brings that breakfast. So over the period we just started, and over the period we recognized, the person who is bringing breakfast in that week actually learns a lot of things: how to organize, how to bring, how to manage, what should be done before, what should be done after. So these kind of small things actually brings the leaders visible in the organization. Yeah, Mahmood.
Yeah, I'll say, يعني, you're saying يعني, a good thing that yes, we can say this is a manager based on the contribution he's trying to assist and support and do stuff for followers, let's say. But the most important I see in management is to resolve conflicts, not conflicts between the employees, no, the conflicts between the top management. When you're trying to get some authorization or something big, you need to fight. So there is a war, there is a politics. It's a challenge. This is the management. Yani. This is will define you as a manager that you can uh, يعني define your requirements clearly. You can speak and يعني confident, and you can يعني be shine. There is no fear, and you can يعني speak loudly. It's important. This is one of the aspects of the management I see. It's not only just support and assist and do something. This is something I see as an essential ABC to management.
That's so true. Means we can say that culture, if the culture is not to develop leaders in the organization, it does not matter how much associates or people at the organization level do, it will not help. So that's absolutely correct. Now, this is a little bit of personal that happens in everyone's life, and this statement, I am a success today because I had a friend who believed in me. I am a success today because I had a friend who believed in me. And this statement is of Abraham Lincoln. Now, when I was in class 12, and my age will be 16 years at that time. So, first time, some teacher told me that, you are a good student, but the problem is you are not studying. And in the whole life, after 16 years, someone after such a long time came to me and said that you are a good student. And when she said that you are a good student, that really put a lot of faith and belief in me. And from that time, I become, self education. I started reading, started learning. And at in the class 12 also, I found that, I passed the exam and I become first in the college. And if I go back and I give the credit to that one statement that you are a good student. So now let me ask this personal question with you. Has it happened with you that you did well because someone had believed in you? So in your life, has it happened to you that you did well because someone believed in you? It's a kind of encouragement, like someone has come somewhere in your life and said that you are good and you can do better. Yeah, Irfan.
Yes, there are many examples that I will say this is the first ignition, same like lighter, same like anything when we need ignition. This is the first thing. If there is no such type of belief, even you cannot start a work, even you cannot complete well. So we have achieved many targets. I have achieved. I completed, for example, the specific assignment. If someone when contact us and ask, please, we need to complete this one, and we believe we can complete in this time. This encourage and believe uh, uh, create a strength. So this is the just I give you example a small level, but then we when we expand this is the uh, first ignition. Without this, even we cannot we will not start. So we have so question I have personally achieved many things when when I observed that someone is expecting something from me. Thank you.
So yeah,
Actually, Abid bhai,
yes, Siddharth.
yeah, actually, if you are doing something and if you are getting the positive energy from your surroundings, positive vibes from your surrounding, you inspired and you are more energetic to perform this activity. If you are getting this negative vibes, negative energy from your surroundings, and then you are thinking maybe I will lose this contest and I should not start this way. So there is the major effect. Even some of the people, those who are here, why? Because during our surroundings we can say some of the parents, some of the surrounding communities member who has guided us, you will be become engineer, you will be become a CA, you will be become these things, then you will be making money and lots of things there. So what you are receiving from your society, accordingly you are performing. That this is the very important things during means executing of the any jobs, what kind of surrounding with you and what kind of they are giving the feedback. Some of the leaders, if you are executing anything, they are giving, okay, go ahead, you will be the success, nothing to things, you are the right, you can take a good steps to execute this stuff. That time you will be go and you will do the work with the 200 energy, 200% energy. If someone is giving the negative feedbacks, then you will be go for the same work, your energy, your spark level will be the very low. So this is the good things what Mr. Irfan has told us, this as a lighters, how it will be the ignite initial stage. So definitely it will be the effective if we are getting the positive energy from some others.
I agree. I agree about for the influence. It's important. We have influence for positive influence from the surrounding. But I would say it's an opportunity, and someone give you that empowering to take the yeah, be courage and take that opportunity. But I would say there's a limitation here when we have to be careful with it. So you should have a belief in yourself in the first place. Yeah, don't let others to just lie to you or يعني guide you. You should have that inside يعني in yourself. Believe in yourself first. Then you can do it.
Definitely, I would like to add just for the empowerment here. As being a good leader, always good leader empower their team members, providing them to with the tools and support they need to succeed. They should delegate effectively and trust their team to make ownership for their roles and responsibilities. So this is the very important.
Yeah, so if I will summarize the discussion, belief is the foundation for the encouragement. And if you get from your bosses or your leaders, then you should really check it. And if that is right, then you should work hard to take that opportunity and prove that believe in me was right and I can do it. So okay, great. Good discussion on this one, by the way. Okay. Now the third thing is, the first is see the need, second is see within your organization. And if not, we all were saying that, okay, yeah, you can go to the out of the organization and check on that. Now, this is the statement of Jeff Bezos from Amazon, that I would rather interview 50 people and not hire anyone. So I will rather interview 50 people and not hire anyone. So what he's saying, that if I don't get the right person out of the organization, I will not hire anyone. So this, I was thinking that it's so important, that why he's saying that I will not hire after 50 interviews. In our organization, generally what happens, that there's a requirement. We give the requirement to HR. HR goes and finds maybe the 100 CV. From that 100 CV, we identify 3 CV for the interview, and 3 people come for the interview. And out of the 3, we choose the best and hire one. And even if he is not good of that 3, we most of the time compromise it and we hire whoever is available. Now, let me ask, what's the hiring process in your organization? or in your mind, what do you do? For example, what I used to do before reading that statement, that whatever is available in front of me through HR, I will hire one from that, and then I will say that, okay, a recruitment job and recruitment done, job finished for me. So new person is on board. So what do you think? How true is Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Amazon, in saying that if I will not find the right people, I will not hire him? What's your views? That if you will not find right people, you will not hire him, or you will hire him and train him. So what your views on this statement? Yes, Irfan.
Uh, yes, sometimes when we are making hiring, we have to make compromise, because this is not that you are if someone is perfect for you, but maybe his requirement and his demand are not matching with your requirement. So this is also, so if there is a, you see the best choice, but best choice maybe not the requirement, you don't have the resources for this best choice, so this one you have to compromise at a level. So even if you have compromise at a highest risk, you should compromise at a lowest risk. This should be the strategy, and this strategy usually we adopt in organization. Thank you.
So you will compromise it if you see lower risk, and but you will hire, you will talk, and you will fill the gap, and you will hire. Yeah. By the way, there is no right and wrong answer. I just wanted to understand that what you will do if you interview 50 people, you don't get right people. What you will do? So, any other view on this?
I will say now in this era, it's not hard to find this qualification. For example, if you want to hire someone in technology, let's say, you will find thousands of applicants or candidates. It's not like 50 years ago, you barely can find two or one or three. So yes, if I interviewed 15, which is a big number, however, I believe there is يعني, a wise يعني, a wise candidate that we should go with. But based on what? This is what we discussed يعني, previously, pros and cons, and should be aligned. All those points that we discussed should be aligned with our choice.
Yeah, so you will also obviously go for further evaluation. But this is so true that technology has made it easy to identify people. You can get thousands of people nowadays, but it's important to find the right one. Irfan, you wanted to add something?
Yes, I want to add thing just to Mr. Mahmood, that these thousand of people, this is also this is a big problem, because if you have some people you can find, when you have thousand people, it is difficult to find search the right person. Where is the right person? It is in the range of 100, 200, or 900. So when we are making hiring, this is the basic issue we feel, because you receive lot of CVs, lot of people, and it is difficult to search the right one. It is very time consuming. So there are pros and cons. Benefit that you have many people, then there also this other point of view, it is difficult to find. If it is easy to find right person in 100, but it is difficult to find right person in 1000 searching, I mean.
I agree with you. This is why we have the HR process. There is an assessment. There is a case that should be given to this candidate to prove himself. We're not just looking to the CV and decide. Maybe it's fake, and with all respect, but we have to make some process to filter, screening, a lot of things, يعني, in HR process.
Yeah, the HR specialist or experts, they can process it out. And I always used to think, why people hire for reference, they based on reference. Like still 90% of the hiring is done based on reference. then, as we are saying that, yeah, it's very tough to identify from the thousands. So, it's easy to go and hire someone with reference. So that can be one reason.
And also, Abid bhai, I have one question. During the interview, HR, yeah, technical people, yeah, commercial guys, those who have means interview time is 40 minutes, 30 minutes. During 30 minutes, as per my opinion, it's not enough to find out the candidates. Just about the briefs, yes, and you can assume it's his knowledge and talents, but you cannot find it the actual candidates. Means what they are, even though maybe some of the candidates during the interview, they are talking lots of things, but once you hired him and bring on the grounds, that time there is you can face the problems. They have the not a punctuals, they don't have a hard worker, they don't have a smart worker. Means we can say lots of problem is there. So hiring is the process of interview is the process of hiring, but you cannot find out the any right candidate within 30 minutes. Are you agree? Do you have any comment on it?
Yeah, I have a comment here. If we, during this 30 minutes, we have things to look, for example, I will focus on 4 or 5 things. For example, personality, teamwork, uh, experience, knowledge. This is what should I look at during this 30 minutes. Yes, it seems not enough, but I think you can. If you focus and your questions during the interview is specific and direct, you can see how and measure. Yani, is he has a knowledge? Is he has an experience? What is his personality? All of that.
Yeah, Irfan.
Yeah. Actually, I had to add something. This happened not only in companies. Sometimes it's happened in arranged marriage also. In arranged marriage, we will not get much time to study or learn each. So that time also it's happened like that. Sometimes maybe meeting 30 minutes or 1 hour. After that, just decide.
So we can separately check with you. Your marriage is arranged.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, we meet only one time before marriage, 20 or 30 minutes. After that, my family members will see. After that, fix the marriage. But in case of company, if there is urgency, they are not. Sometimes they may be ready to compromise what they are required, what are the qualification. But in some company, I can see many companies or like MNC companies, they are recruiting people and keeping a reserve. Like in bench, people will be in bench. They always recruit and keep in reserve. They can't stop the work because they have to continuously for the work. That time, if any urgency required, they will take from reserve.
Yeah, there is a point in Jitesh's comment, by the way. It may be fun, but there is a very deep point that when we hire employee, he's going to actually marry with other colleagues, marry with the organization, and then other colleagues suddenly becomes kind of relative or day-to-day part of day-to-day life. So for that kind of relationship, it's it's important to think, is 30 minutes or a day of the meeting is enough or not. So that's something to really think. Some cases, yes. By the way, in arranged marriage, a lot of things matches because of your culture, your other things. So there is a comfort, but still, it's something to really think, is that 30 minutes or a day is enough or not when you are going to hire the employee, which Saddam is saying in his
But
own way.
but I would add something. Yani, put in your mind, yani, 2 things. You will not first find the ultimate one. This is the first thing. The second thing, you should adapt. Not only the candidate should adapt to you and understand the needs only and obey like that. No, you should also accept someone from outside to adapt him and get used to you should have an effort to understand him and excel him. There is a mutual benefits at the end.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of mutual things to be done, but putting the significance should be so high that it's like, it's like marriage. So it's a deep thing. So whatever you do to identify, there are onboarding things, how you onboard, what Mahmood is trying to say, how you onboard the employee, what clarity you give to him, what expectations you are expecting from him. All those are important to build up that relationship that we are going to start. Irfan, you're trying to say something for long.
Yes, I was say that there are some weightage for each. For example, weightage for communication, how this person is speak with others. There is weightage for technical knowledge. There is weightage for teamwork. So there are some areas that we cannot tolerate. For example, communication. Um, when speaking with leader, if there is a interview for higher management, the speaking with other people is 90%. So if you are hiring for a engineer, there is a speaking with other people is less. For example, there more is technical work. So in this way, you can when people speak in interview, you can judge that he can be. For example, I will give you example, Mr. Abid, about you. For example, I am making your interview. I see your speaking style, your speaking thing, everything. You can manage with people, you can speak with people, you are good for higher management role. For example, if I see speak other people, I see that he is in a good technical knowledge, but the weightage for other portions is not. So by this way we can filter some kind of so this is the help to find the people.
Yeah,
So
but let's agree, we are all human and we have a limitation, but we can learn and we can improve and we can do that yani, later on. So we should accept that limitation. But first, let's think about it. Yani, we're not hire a criminal at the first place. He's a good guy. Yani. We believe that this guy will be a good guy and will be adding value to this organization. Let's take it by this way. Yani.
yeah, so in the end, we can do something about it, even if hiring goes wrong, because we are not hiring, criminals. Yeah, that's okay. Saddam, you are trying to say something.
Yeah, as per my knowledge, I can say first, if you are going to hire anyone, first you have need to check it his, technical knowledge, then leadership, then communications skills, then his personality and professional knowledge. If you are getting, more than 60 to 17%, definitely you will approach for hire him. If you are not getting, then you will be search another candidates and try to find out which one is the better for these positions. Accordingly, you will be take the decision.
Perfect. So first of all, a very good discussion where all of us have participated, and a very good point from all of your experience has come here. And what it shows that this is something really subjective, and you really need to take your best call in every different situation. But there is also some science behind it, and that science is there in this subject. Unfortunately, I had planned this particular subject, identify leaders, in two phases. So what we have covered today is we need to understand the need. So if we need to climb the tree, we need to have the squirrel, not the horse. We need to evaluate the assets that is there within the organization that we talk. And some of you said that there is a pros, there is a cons, but we need to evaluate. And then we can go out of the organization and also find them, because sometimes we may need the capability who is not there within the organization. And here we all become a bit sensitive, because what practically we are seeing, we should be very vigilant who is coming inside our organization. And also, like Mahmood also said, that if something goes wrong, in the end, they are not criminal. We can do something about it. And the good thing, we can discuss next week, what can we do? What that's something that we can do about it. So there are three things that we will cover next week. Is we'll focus on how to understand the attitude, what kind of attitude we should look for, how to assess the ability, what kind of ability we are looking for, and how to evaluate the person, that potential leader's past accomplishment. So these three things we'll talk next week. So hopefully we will reach to a framework that can help us, identify better leaders around us.